it was just get through the day, it was just survive. Make sure that I was presentable enough that no one really knew what was going on. Like I have my own business, but it was also that struggle to put on a face for employees that everything's fine, I got everything under control, but I didn't. I am a recovering addict, and I am a photographer, a business owner, and I am now trying to get back on the right path. Had a little diversion in life and was fortunate enough to be able to make it to Walkway to start treatment and get everything back together. I had a lot of family trauma that I didn't work through. I had a lot of bad decisions, so I listened to my own voice that didn't really work out too well. And a lack of stability. Things got out of control when the family trauma started to kind of get overwhelming, I would say. I've had a lot growing up throughout my life, but I guess the climax and culmination of that was losing my mother. And it wasn't something abrupt, it was a terminal illness, cancer. So I was her caretaker, her primary caretaker. So I took on the role of it's almost like switching roles, which can be a lot, right? Like she raised me, she changed my diapers, and that role got reversed. I just lost control. Instead of facing it head on, I took the selfish route and started to just numb. And once you open up that box, once you go down that route, it's really, really hard to turn around without help. It was kind of almost like just putting on a mask, almost of just, clean myself up a little bit, get something in me to level myself out, and to that degree, it wasn't even getting high anymore. It was just getting, it was just staying stable. It was just being a normal human, and I couldn't do that without drugs. It was just get through the day. It was just survive. It was my business partner kind of coming to me and saying, I don't know how you feel about this. I don't know how you think things are going, but I can see it. I can tell that you're not happy, that you're not well, that you're not healthy, and something needs to change. To have someone that the relationship go from like, hey, everything's good, cool on the surface, to like, hey man, like you need help, and like I care about you, I love you, and I don't want to see you, die. I don't want to see you lose everything. I don't want to see you suffer anymore. And that was big, and it was it was one of those moments. And I feel like most addicts can pinpoint to the moment of either something happened, either it was jail or it was a death, or it was someone saying something that they needed to hear that they didn't want to hear, or they're trying to avoid. But that was it for me. I knew there was time. I knew I was like, this is, if I'm actually be successful with this, part of surrendering is doing things that maybe weren't your first idea or first choice. Because all my choices led me to having to be here, so it's time to try something different. I had gone to another treatment center previous to this, and I had a bad experience. I'm not going to name names, but it was the staff wasn't really friendly, and I'll preface it by saying I don't expect, you don't expect to be a red carpet out and everything be comfortable and everything to work perfectly, but there is a level that you expect of like just common courtesy and decency that I feel like in this industry is hard to come by. So when I came to Walkway, it was kind of like a breath of fresh air to be like, oh, okay, so this is how treatment can also work, right? And see that it can be different. It doesn't have to be this cliche of things, of just terrible rehab stories, The house manager almost felt, and I know this sounds cliche, but felt like a friend off the rip, right? That there was someone that I felt like could relate to me, and not on like a superficial level, like honest, like, they'd been through the same thing. They understood what it's like to come here, to be in that position, to be nervous, to be apprehensive, to be scared. And I felt like they took that in consideration, and they made it really, really, an easy process to kind of get acclimated, to get in, to get comfortable, to get to a point where like the most important thing can happen, which is you start recovering. I was struggling with kind of, your classic multi-drug kind of combination of both, uppers and downers of both cocaine and opiates. And whatever form is out in the street now, you never know what you're going to get these days. So it's kind of you're rolling the dice, which is another reason I'm really glad I was able to make it here, because a lot of people don't get to make it to this opportunity, these seats. It's been like 40 days, but I had a break in between. I was going to go to IOP, but then I had to go back and take care of some things. My business partner was out of town, and I relapsed. But that was, I guess, to give this place credit, I completed the 28-day program. They'd had an IOP house set up for me, but I have an apartment, I have a dog, so I thought that I was ready to kind of take on life by myself. I wasn't. I was out for 3 days, I think, and I brought myself back here right after I relapsed. I just packed my bags and I was like, I gotta go back. I texted them and they responded immediately. This was in the middle of the night. Hannah, one of the directors, just literally responded to me. I wasn't expecting it, and she said, you can come back anytime. As long as you're serious, as long as it's what you really want. And that was it. I think midnight or 1 o'clock in, I came back, got in bed, and then woke up for group, and that was it. I think treatment's something that if you ask a lot of people that are going through active addiction, is not the first thing they'll say that they really want to do, and really want to do, right? Like, it's easy to be like, yeah, I'm done with this stuff, or I had a stressful day, or I couldn't find the right stuff, or my dealer didn't pick up, like, I'm done. Really, when you have stuff in your pocket, when you have money, when things are good, when you have all your things covered and you still are using, if you were able to say, like, yeah, I still want to go to treatment, like, I feel like that speaks volumes to what this program did for me. And honest to God, I relapsed and I had everything I needed, right? I had shelter, I had my dog, I had my friends, I had money, I had drugs, and I knew I wanted to come back. And there was no question. You will not find a better place that gives you the tools, the resources, treats you with respect than Walkway. I've been through a few places, and I haven't experienced what I've experienced here, and I think it's a no-brainer.